Hi everyone. So today I'm going to be sharing my story space in Minecraft education. There was not a way for me to officially share or export this world, so I am just doing a screen record. So just to preface, the goal of this Minecraft education server is basically like a first day of school activity. And if I could have figured out the coding correctly, theoretically, this Minecraft education story server should be able to tell me how a student thinks and then their like base ELA skills. So like their critical thinking, theme, character development, like the basics. So give me like a base idea of where each kid is. Um, I will say the coding was very difficult and I did not 100% figure it out, especially towards the end. But I am going to be showing you guys what two different types of playthroughs would look like. But first, let me get rid of the architect thing on the side of my screen. Um, it's supposed to be architect, but when I was in a rush in typing, it ended up being architect. So I have two different playthroughs that I'm going to do today. And the first one we're going to do is the Alchemist playthrough, and then the second one is going to be the Bard playthrough. And so for that purposes, I'm going to put the Alchemist scoreboard on the side for now. So kids will start, they'll be like spawned at this point in the world. All these X's are an underground barrier that I set so students couldn't like roam outside of where they're supposed to go. And then we got some cute little foxes that have just happened to travel up here. So students would come up these stairs. We have a pretty little painting. And then welcome to the School of Storytelling. And then we have our headmaster here. So students would click on the headmaster and we have our dialogue. Welcome, young storyteller. You stand at the threshold of the academy. Your journey begins now. Are you ready to discover your guild? So, technically, students could like wander up these stairs, but there's nothing up here. Originally, there was going to be something up here, but I decided that I wasn't going to do anything with it. So, what students will do instead is they would walk directly behind the headmaster, and then we do a little drop. And then this is where the first trial room is. So we have this NPC, the journal keeper. You found Marina's journal. The last entry is disturbing. I should never have trusted them. Their smile promised safety, but their eyes revealed betrayal. Who betrayed Marina? The evidence is here. Examine everything. When ready, press the button that matches your choice. So our buttons are over here. This is only down because every time you click the button, the trapdoor executes. So, how the first trial room works is that we have like 4 different areas. So over here we have a journal, which is Marina's main journal. Then over here we have the suspect profile books. We have a diorama, and then we have maps. So theoretically those maps don't necessarily tell you anything, but based on where students go in the room, it gives them points towards their guild. So how they interact with evidence determines which guild gets points. So like if we come over here, we see we have +2 scholar. You read Marina's journal entries, absorbing her written words and growing fear. And students can actually read the journal. And so since I've already messed with it, it was already on the list page, but so we have the council meeting today left me uneasy. I proposed reforms to protect the lower districts, but the resistance was cold. Helena smiled and nodded, but her eyes were distant. Marcus spoke of tradition and order with such finality. Since when does my oldest friend sound like a politician? I must be careful. Trust is currency here, and I fear I've spent too much. Day 52. Valdrin visited today with another gift, a rare artifact he claims will ensure my safety. Why would I need protection? His words felt like a threat disguised as generosity. Captain Thorne has been distracted. His daughter's illness worsens. I offered help, but he refused. Pride? Or something darker? Someone has been in my chambers. Small things moved. Papers disturbed. Day 56. The final entry. I know too much now. The alliance Helena made, the corruption Marcus protects, the artifact Valdrin truly seeks, the bribe offered to Thorne. One of them will act soon. I see it in their eyes. Desperation masks loyalty. I should never have trusted them. Their smile promised safety, but their eyes revealed betrayal. If you're reading this, examine the evidence. The truth is there. And so, again, if you come over here, +2 Bard, you study the characters' backgrounds and motivations. And this is just my admin stuff, but students would come over here, grab the books, and then they'd be able to read each like suspect's profile. So you have Marcus Ashford, childhood friend of Marina, known for military precision and unwavering loyalty to tradition. Recent behavior: visited Marina's quarters the night before her disappearance. Claims he was returning a borrowed book. Motive: Marina threatened to expose corruption in the council. Ashford's family name would be destroyed. Evidence: his signet ring was found near the scene. And we have Lady Helena, Marina's closest confidant, known for brilliant diplomacy and strategic thinking. Recent behavior: suddenly canceled plans to travel with Marina, seemed nervous when questioned. Motive: Marina discovered Helena's secret alliance with rival kingdoms. Evidence: her handkerchief was found clutched in Marina's hand. Valdrin, the merchant, recent business partner. Known for trading rare artifacts and information. Recent behavior: offered Marina a suspiciously generous deal days before her disappearance. Motive: Marina refused to sell him something valuable. He doesn't accept no. Evidence: was seen near Marina's residence that evening. Captain Thorne, Marina's personal guard. Known for 20 years of loyal service to Marina's family. Recent behavior: his daughter needs expensive medical treatment he cannot afford. Motive: someone offered him enough gold to save his daughter, if he looked the other way. Evidence: he was the only guard on duty that night. And then, theoretically, the students would hope put those books back, but we never know. Then you have the diorama. +2 Alchemist. You examine the scene from all angles, noting the careful arrangement of alchemical components. Now, there really is no alchemical components here, but the idea is that you have like two people that are facing like opposite from each other. So I put like the helmets on them to try and convey that, showing that they're like on opposing sides. Oh, another trapdoor that went down. Okay, then you have the map. +2 Architect. You study the visual layout, analyzing patterns and spatial relations. Now, once again, this map really doesn't have like much to do with anything. I mean, I guess they could technically play a puzzle with it, apparently. But it's just like, what are they drawn to? What are they going to be drawn to look at? And I forgot to close that hole, but it's fine. So, for the purpose of this demonstration, we're going to choose the merchant, Valdrin, as our suspect. Our next playthrough, we're going to go through Lady Helena's story. These two I did not have time to complete, but we're going to go through these two things. So once you choose the merchant, you are teleported to the merchant's like little safe house thing, like the little alchemist mini safe house thing, and then you have Valdrin himself here, which theoretically I thought the NPC thing would open up. Can I not click him? Hello? Well, this is weird. Okay, so I don't know why it's not doing the dialogue, but this is, so theoretically, you would click on Valderin here, and you would have the dialogue. I understand why you might think it's me. I did give Marina something that night, a potion I'd been working on. She drank it, then she vanished. But transformation isn't destruction. That's what the Academy has never understood. They want everything to stay fixed, permanent, measurable. But truth is like matter. It changes states depending on conditions. Heat, pressure, time, perspective. Marina didn't disappear because of my potion. She transformed her understanding. The crime scene you investigated in Trial 1, it looked different to everyone who examined it because it was different. Evidence degrades, grows, shifts. Walk the alchemist's path. Observe what changes. Learn to see truth as a process, not a product. Okay, and then hopefully I won't have to turn this back on again. So, then we walk outside, and this is like our first like little activity area. Okay, so Scholar plus one, you documented the garden changes, and then Alchemist plus one, you experimented with the plants. So apparently, um, like I said, the coding for this was like really, really hard. I was trying to make it to where like that first one, the Scholar one, wouldn't pop up unless you like got like right here, basically. Because what the student is theoretically supposed to do, they would take the book and they would document changes that they saw happen to the plants. Hold on, let me. Here we go. Okay. So theoretically, they would take the book and they would observe write their observations there. And then the second one, they would come here. They would take like one of the bone meal things. Just want one. Okay. Because theoretically, these are still supposed to be like plant buds. And then over here, these are supposed to be like fully. Why can't I walk? Okay, that's really weird. I don't like that. But theoretically, those are supposed to be growing. These are not. So you would take the bone meal, and the bone meal would like make these grow, and then the student would document those changes here. Okay, maybe I do need to not. Cause yeah, why? Um. Okay, we'll just stay in world builder mode. So we have the garden log. Um. So we have the garden log. Marina asked me what happened to the evidence. She thought someone had tampered with the scene. I brought her here and asked her to watch these three gardens. At the same age, I planted them at the same time, but I've given them each different conditions, different light, different nutrients, different care. One truth, three outcomes. I told her evidence doesn't just sit still waiting to be found. It grows, it decays, it transforms based on what touches it. Time is an ingredient, Marina. So so is a no, sorry. So is attention. So is neglect. She didn't believe me, not yet. And so then after students engaged with all of this, once again, theoretically the code would be working and there would be no glitches. And they walk down the stairs. And we see Valdrin again. Look through my brewing notes and potions to learn how truth can change and evolve. Then head over to the workstation on your left to try your hand at making potions. So then we have the brewing notes. And then we go back to the beginning. Valorant's brewing notes. Day 47, Marina's visit. Marina watched me brew for 3 hours. She kept asking, which one is the real potion? I lined up 4 brewing stands. Stand 1, awkward potion. Just water and netherwort. The base truth. No effect, pure potential. Stand 2, mundane potion. I added redstone to water instead of making it awkward first. It does nothing. It just exists in time. Waiting. Stand 3, swiftness 2. Awkward plus sugar plus glowstone. Same base truth, intense, but intense. Short-lived, powerful, changes how you move. Stand 4, splash potion. Awkward plus sugar plus gunpowder. Same truth, but now I can throw it to others. It affects everyone differently based on where they're standing. They're all real, I told her. They're all the same base, truth, awkward potion, but I've changed what I added to it. Time, redstone, intensity, glowstone, the ability to affect others, gunpowder. Each ingredient transforms it into something new. She said, but if it keeps changing, how do I know what's true? I said, you document the process. Truth isn't the final product. Truth is the recipe. What you started with, what you added, how it changed. 4 people witnessed the same event, but they added different ingredients when they remembered it. Fear, their memory got darker. Love, their memory got softer. Guilt, their memory got distorted. Hope, their memory got brighter. Of course, their testimonies looked different. She sat down then, quiet for a long time. Then she said, show me the crime scene ingredients. So I did. And so technically students can go over here and they can like examine the actual potion stands. And then over here you have the student workroom. So we have the recipe book, a chest with base ingredients, a chest with potion ingredients, and a chest with the potion modifiers. So students would come over here. So you would want to take blaze powder, netherwort, and water. Potion ingredients. You could take any of these. I'm going to do this one. And then I would go to any brewing stand. And so you would technically, so you have to make the awkward potion first. So you would wait for this to turn into the awkward potion. And then we would add this. And so while that's doing that, I'm going to put this back in here. And so now we have potion of fire resistance. So I'm going to put these back in here. Oh, wait, nope, that doesn't go in there. That back in there. And we would come over here. So I'm going to click fire. Jesus. So let me put the button back. So I would click fire resist. And so depending on which one they click on, depends on what bard point or what guild points they get. So since I clicked this one, I gained 2 architect points. 2 points towards the architect guild. So this was another one of the harder coding pieces that I still have yet to figure out. Theoretically, what would happen is the door would be originally closed. I would come here and throw my potion in, and that would open the door. And the original intent was that this would close behind the person. But once again, that was one of the coding pieces that I have yet to figure out. So in this area, it's kind of like a museum-esque. So we have same material, 4 moments, 4 truths. So this is copper, and then this is like copper slowly being oxidized. And then over here is like a scarf, like the color being deteriorated. So we have a journal. Valderan's evidence log. Marina asked which witness lied. I showed her the scarf from the crime scene. Bright red scarf. It was fresh, dry, vivid. Then we have dark, wet scarf. Rain came through the window. Faded pink scarf. Sun bleached it overnight. And then moldy, damaged fabric. 3 days of decay. 4 descriptions, 4 moments, 1 scarf. Time is an ingredient. Evidence transforms. They weren't lying. They were just standing in different moments. So then after reading all of that, students would come here and we get teleported to Marina's Grove. And we have another journal here. Marina's final entry. I came down here angry, thinking someone was lying, but Valderin taught me something the Academy never did. Truth isn't destroyed when it changes, it's just in process. The 4 witnesses didn't contradict each other because one lied. They contradicted each other because they each observed truth at different stages of its transformation. Different temperatures, different pressures, different moments in the reaction. I'm not disappearing, I'm transforming. I'm leaving behind the need for singular answers. I'm becoming someone who can hold 4 truths at once and understand they're all real. Tell them to stop looking for the one right answer. There are 4. So, then we continue walking down the path. And we have like our final question. How can 4 contradictory perspectives all contain truth? Choose the answer that makes most sense to you. So then A, truth lives in the story, we tell about it. 4 people felt different emotions, so they remembered differently, different truths. Truth requires documentation. Each witness recorded what they observed at different times, creating valid evidence. Truth is a process, not a product. Each witness saw a different stage of transformation, like a chemical reaction. Truth depends on perspective. Each witness stood in a different position, they saw different patterns. So for this, demonstration, we're going to pick C. And so then we are teleported to the sorting chamber. So theoretically, what would happen is, depending on which guild you had the most points with, you would automatically get sorted, and there would be like a title, like a bold title that would come up on your screen, like with your guild. That was glitching out really badly, so I kind of stripped all the coding from this last part because I just couldn't get it to work. But for this purpose, and after we walk through the bar, I'll show you the rest of the sorting guilds. So for this purpose, we have the Alchemist Guild. So we have all the different things. We have an enchanting books section. We have a lot of the brewing stations, potions, the potion ingredients on the wall. And then we have our final book. We are the catalyst. We are the catalyst, the ones who see potential in every state, who understand that truth is never static. What was true yesterday transforms into what is true today. Process reveals meaning that static observation cannot. Marina's truth, we found it in her transformation, in what she was becoming, in the reactions between her and her world. Welcome, Alchemist. Your work is to facilitate change. So that is the Alchemist Path. So now we're going to teleport this. Back to the trial 1 room so we can go through the barred path.